How is everybody? All right. Woohoo! I'm excited. I've been waiting since I heard about this, and you know how you just... And then Claudia walked in for sound check this evening, and the chills just ran up my spine, and my... Woo! So I hope you're as excited as I am. I'm Don Fortner. I'm the music director here at First Presbyterian Church, and we are so fortunate, first of all, to have Claudia here this evening, but to have this collaboration between Granite City Folk Society and our congregation developing this First Fridays at First series, the idea being a safe space to listen and perform music in this interim time here. So we're really thrilled to be able to provide that. And it's also my honor to introduce you to Paul Cotton. I think most of you know him already. And he's going to talk a little bit more about this concert and what's coming up. So Paul, thank you for being here.
Yes, indeed. Thanks, Don. So I'm Paul Cotton, and I'd like to welcome you to this this first concert, live and in-person concert. I would like to thank the First Presbyterian Church for offering this really beautiful space. Yes. And their hospitality and the sound tonight is very nice. As Don mentioned, we got together a while ago and started this collaboration and decided to call it First Fridays at First Presbyterian Church. So the First Fridays at First. So this one isn't technically the first Friday, but it's the first concert, so we'll take that. I'd also like to thank the Central Minnesota Arts Board for providing some of the funding, and yes. So their standard statement is, this activity is made possible by the voters of Minnesota through a grant from the Central Minnesota Arts Board, thanks to a legislative appropriation from the Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. And then also, I'd like to thank those of you who are donors to the Granite City Folk Society over the years. It's been an important part of our funding. If any of you would like to be one of those donors, you can go to granitecityfolk.org and make a donation. And then, of course, another part of that financial puzzle are you who buy tickets. So thank you very much for doing that and coming to these concerts. We've got some upcoming concerts here for the First Fridays at First. And so next month, in March, the first Friday will be Peter Mayer, right here on this stage. And the first Friday of April will be Harper's Chord. So, on to tonight. For those of you who are watching the live stream from home, I'd like to let you know that Claudia Schmidt has a virtual tip jar on her website. So that's you can go to claudiaschmidt.com. That's SCHMIDT, claudiaschmidt.com. And right up at the top of the page is a virtual tip jar. Please be generous. A pot of gold, as Claudia says. So for this first concert of this new live in-person concert for this new season, we've got a well-seasoned performer who's well-known and well-loved by many of us. We've seen her for years, going back to the all-eclectic kitchen days. Yeah. or various other places around Minnesota. Much more recently, perhaps 5 or 6 years ago, a house concert at the home of Paul and Karen Imholt. So let's just enjoy this wonderful music that's joyful and evocative and gentle and dynamic. Please welcome Claudia Schmidt.
I was getting confused, Paul. Every time you said something, I'd go, that's me, that's not me, that's me, that's not me. Well, welcome, Minnesota voters, and everybody who's on the live stream tonight, too. Out under the winter sky, out under the winter sky, stars come a-trembling to my eyes, stars to tremble my eyes, and I feel like something's gonna die. I feel like something's gonna die. I feel like something's gonna die. Hand me wings for to fly. And high is heaven in early morn. High is heaven in early morn. People lie asleeping in beds that are warm. Sleep in beds that are warm, that are warm. Ooh, ooh. And I feel like something's being born. I feel like something's being born. I feel like something's being born. It tells my soul, but it tells my soul not to mourn. All right. Thanks so much. I'm embracing the winter because that's what we got here. And I was listening to of course, the weather, and I got south of St. Cloud, and there was a big sign that said I-94 closed at Fergus Falls, and first I had to think, oh no, wait a minute, I get to St. Cloud first before Fergus Falls. And then it's like, well, what happens after that? Is it... And my friend was talking about how manic depressive the weather seems lately. And I went, oh my God, I can't believe the weather people haven't stumbled on this yet. The bipolar vortex. Remember, you heard it first here. Well, there's sort of kind of bleak on the way up. The sun came up later, and winter isn't for everybody. And you got to be tuned into the nuances, and you have to appreciate. Like I was in Florida, and people were talking about, I don't know how you can live up there. It's so cold, and I just said, well, yeah, but it's a dry cold. So here are some words celebrating the nuance available to us in this season. It's called December danger, but it applies to any winter month. This is one of those gray, drab days, sullenly monochromatic, where you have to be extra cautious. Because the flash of a cardinal's wing in that tree across the street might cause you to lurch right off the curb into the path of an oncoming car. Because the exemplary location of one large rose hip might cause you to drive your own car right off the curb toward its siren scream of color. Because the periwinkle of a woman's jaunty hat might cause you to become tangled up in your own boots and fall face down into the white, white snow. Because a sudden blast of golden leaves from that big oak might cause you to weep and weep until the tears freeze on your pale winter cheeks. Be careful. Color is hiding everywhere on this deceptively gray day, waiting to ambush you and cause your red pounding heart to leap and sing. I think it was a night about as cold as this one, many years ago on Beaver Island, that this song came to me. The big old dipper stands up on its end and spills the night all around me. I'm all astir with this power again, and I just can't say how it found me. But oh, when it comes, I feel I could run for miles and days, and my soul gets so big that it scares me to death. So I chase that power away. Oh, Orions belt at horizon stands, and I know his sword hangs below. I have my own weapons and survival demands, as do we all, I know. And oh, how they shine whenever the mind says use them, oh, use them. But may I, like Orion, just let them shine. Find the strength not to use them. Oh, these stars, so many, and they seem so near. Oh, these stars, well, they just seem to laugh at my fear, my fear, my fear. Da-da-da-da-da. The Taurus points like an arrow tonight, and dumb with trust I go straight to the owl who speaks of sight, and casting aside all I know, and as it falls away, I try so to stay, but I've left it behind, and now I'm running home, both dead and alive, through a night both dangerous and Oh, these stars, so many, and they seem so near. Oh, these stars, they just laugh, 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 laugh. And I fear these stars, these stars, these stars, these stars, these stars. Thank you. Thanks so much. So, wow, it's great to see so many of you here tonight. Thank you. And then we have the live streamers, and I haven't done too much of this hybrid stuff left, and I have to remember that there are people out there who are part of the concert. I don't want you out there to feel like you're peeping Toms on a live event, you know. I want you to feel as much a part of things as possible. I haven't done too much live streaming myself because I couldn't deal with like the chat stuff, you know. I went into PTSD from my bar days, and because to me it's like when somebody starts talking and you're in the middle of a song, it's like a bar gig, you know. You're standing and you're pouring your heart out, playing and singing a song, and someone walks up in front of you and they look at you for a minute and then they go, "Is that a real song or did you write it?" You know, that kind of stuff. So I have to tune that chat out. I just can't help it. Well, I guess it was maybe the winter after the last time I came and played up here in St. Cloud that I was getting ready to go to Florida, and I went out to get a piece of wood. It was a couple days before our trip for the wood stove, and a very large, dense piece of oak fell onto the top of my foot. And it was, I woke up the next morning and my foot looked like some alien being or something, like a spaceship. And we thought maybe I better go to the hospital and get an x-ray and make sure nothing was broken. So I'm in the ER, as you do, just kind of lying there on the gurney, you know, waiting. And nothing much happening. And then the door opens and this woman in a white coat, stethoscope around her neck, I guess she must have been a doctor. She didn't say anything. And she just walked up to me and put the stethoscope on my chest, and then, still not saying a word, and then she looked at me, and she said, "You have a slow, steady heart." And then she walked out of the room. You know, now, if my husband Mark hadn't been sitting there next to me, I would have thought I sort of hallucinated the whole thing. But you see, something like that happens, and you've got sort of two choices of how you're going to deal with it. You know, I've been waiting a while. I was in pain, you know. Part of me, and, you know, I could have said, "Well, lady, that's not what I'm here for." You know, I could have gone that way because a lot of people choose to do that these days. And but instead, I lay there on my gurney just going, "Oh, really? Wow. That's good news." So something had to happen with that moment. And it ended up in this song, which ended up being the title song on my CD that came out about 2 weeks before the lockdown. Talk about slow and steady. Slow, steady, slow. That's what the lady doctor said to me when I showed up for an emergency. It was a pretty nasty injury with pain and swelling I could feel and see. Oh, but what I heard, you see, have a steady heart when our whole world seems to be falling apart? What does it mean that it is beating slow in spite of pain and everything I know? Ooh, it's a mighty mystery. I have a slow, steady heart. Slow, steady. Slow, steady. Slow, steady. Slow, steady heart. Now I added something because I wanted you to be able to sort of sing along with me in this song, and I'll teach it to you. And I guess mostly tonight you'll be minging along. So you just do it behind your mask. I call that minging. So this is a ming along. It goes slow and steady, slow and steady. Let's do it again. Slow and steady. I can hear ya. Slow and steady hearts. Sometimes the thing we really need to hear slips unexpectedly into our ear, where time and place have not prepared us for the very thing to make our spirits soar. Ooh, well, here's breaking news for free. I have a slow, steady heart. Slow, steady. Slow, steady. Slow, steady. Slow, steady heart. My swollen foot will take some time to heal, but that dear woman helped me keep it real. She said almost tenderly, you have a slow, steady heart. Here we go now. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. Slow and steady. May you have a slow and steady heart. Well, I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but there's that point, that coming together point. And on this side, if you start laughing, and you just keep laughing and laughing and laughing, as has occurred in my life a few times over the years, and I hope it's occurred in your lives too. And then you just start crying because you're laughing so hard. You just start to cry. And then, coming from the other end, you start to cry.
and you cry, and you cry, and you sob, and you cry, and after a while, you just start laughing. It's kind of magical. They meet in the middle there, and nobody knows exactly why. One turns into the other at a given point. So I decided I wanted to acknowledge that with a couple of things tonight. The first is a poem, and it was written many years ago. We laughed. We laughed till our faces ached. What at or why, I can't tell you, too long ago. But how we laughed, past midnight dawn, till our eyes streamed, laughed at nothing, at pain, laughed to pass the time. I can't remember, such a long time. But I can never forget the good, rich laugh billowing. Where does laughter go when it subsides, sighs aching sweetly? What happens when laughter's never laughed there, stifled into laughlessness so long ago? Where is the dear laugh, raucous and ring, restoring? Chuckled to chortle, I'll bet my laugh I'd have simply blown into bits without that stuff spilling up to carry me flailing to a safe shore. Promise me, in my final floundering, the one thing you will not let me forget, laugh in my face. Promise? If I remember nothing else, let it be the shuddering birth to death certainty, miraculous phenomenon, the mirthquake. I feel a good one coming on. It's been a while, but oh, this is the real thing. Everything's perfect, the weather, the music. I get real comfy and let her rip. I'm gonna weep till all that's left to do is sleep. It won't be a cheap weep, gonna be a deep weep. Yes, I'm gonna weep. My phone's unplugged, my roommate's gone. Until next weekend, in case I get rolling, I'll prime the pump, the evening news, a little wine, mountains of Kleenex at my fingertips. I'm gonna weep till I'm a mildew trembling heap. It won't be a slack weep, but a good old choking hack weep. Yeah, I'm gonna weep. Well, it doesn't have to be depression, no, that makes the tears so easily slide. Just think of it as a big jam session for all those pent-up feelings deep inside. Repeat after me now. Well, fish gotta swim and birds gotta fly. I got to weep till I get puffy eyes. I generally do this all alone, but you seem so intrigued, I don't mind asking. Wouldn't you love it? No excuses. I see you're sniffling. Follow that red nose on that little train. Come on and weep. I won't think you're a wimpy creep. Oh, we'll have a great weep, a real first-rate weep. Come on and weep. Come take that wistful, soggy leap. Get those ducks unblocked. Tell you we're gonna make some soup stock. Come on, everybody, weep. Just let those little eyeballs sleep. We'll have a mob weep, a sob and slobber weep. We'll have a high weep, but don't ask why weep. We'll have a nice weep. So take my advice, everybody, come on. I'm in the middle of recording a new record. And thank you. And it's a new record of old songs that I recorded a long time ago that I decided to go back and revisit at this point in my life with this voice and these experiences and some different musicians. And it's really been an interesting experience to do that. Hopefully it'll be out in the spring sometime. And here's one of the songs I'm revisiting, and also about a place that I hope to revisit sometime before I die. Where'd it go? Well, I just don't know what else to do. I need to come back home to you again, to ease my pain, to smell the air, to hear a loon, to touch the stars, to feel the moon, sets my soul to singing once again. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Well, I'm lost and so alone here in this throng. I've lost the sight of right and wrong. It's been so long to see God's creatures running free, alive and in the place they ought to be. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where silence is no cause for fright, and time is when you stop and when you start. Oh, live apart. A voyager, an Indian, take all you need to live within. Strong canoe that takes you to the heart of Puerto. To drink of waters crystal clear, returning in each joyful tear that falls, to share it all with someone else like you and me, who's never felt so sure or free as when we met the land and heard the call. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? We're lost, so alone here in this throng. We've lost the sight of right and wrong. It's been so long to smell the air, to hear a loon, to touch the stars, to feel the moon. It sets my soul to singing once again. Where'd it go? 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 Thanks. What a beautiful church this is, beautiful room. There are only two feelings, love and fear.
love, and fear. There are only two activities, two frameworks, two procedures, two results. Untitled, dangerous dance. Its magic spins you round and round. Before you know it, your guard is down, and boy, you never saw it coming. Though it was always close at hand, eyes shut tight to the death of rights. And now you just can't understand every snowflake in the avalanche cries innocence. In the end, it's all just willful ignorance. Its charm is that you'll never see that your freedom was lost so easily. And boy, you never saw it coming, though it was always close at hand. Eyes shut tight to the death of rights. And now you just can't understand every snowflake in the avalanche cries innocence. In the end, it's all just willful ignorance. Its consequences are coming due, and it's bound to be a shock to you. And boy, you never saw it coming, though it was always close at hand. Eyes shut tight to the death of rights, and now you just can't understand every snowflake in the avalanche cries innocence. In the end, it's all just willful ignorance. Ooh, and boy, you never saw it coming, though it was always close at hand. I shut tight to the death of rights, and now you just can't understand every snowflake in the avalanche cries innocence. In the end, it's all just willful ignorance. During the first May of the lockdown, people were starting to get ornery, and I thought maybe that was as bad as it was going to get, you know, that we'd pull it together somehow. But as we've seen, there's been a different route taken, and that weekend, it was actually a few days before George Floyd was murdered. So there was that, all that got added in later. I was still just dealing with the COVID anxiety and orneriness, and thinking about how, geez, you know, at that point, forget about herd immunity. Let's try to have a little herd unity here, you know. We weren't getting it, and I just wanted to try to get myself to some place where when I got behind a bumper sticker of something I didn't like, I wouldn't ram the back end of it or something. I was starting to, you know, COVID was making me mean. That's what was happening. So I wanted to sort of get myself grounded again and get myself in a more tender place. And this is the song that came out of that. And it's a song that I wish were completely out of style now. I wish that it were obsolete.
called my quarantine prayer. I am waiting, yes, I'm waiting. There's nothing else to be done, but this waiting's a kind of doing. It's a way to help everyone. My little solitude's a way of joining the greater multitude of which I'm part. So I'll keep waiting until the way is clear to come together, heart to weary heart. I see the anger, the deep suspicion. This is all just an evil plan. Our very freedom's in greatest peril if we heed these harsh demands. How can we turn away from one another? So many suffering, a sad, lonely end. If I can save one life by waiting, that's what I'll do for you, my troubled friend. Nothing like this in our lifetime, but many plagues have brought down strife, and always those who were the deniers, who only cared for their small life. Here's a chance to move beyond selfish gain and rise up to humanity's call. So I'll wait and weep and wonder at all the acts of strength and courage, great and small. The weeks are passing, still more are dying. So don't you tell me this is just a game. Now's the time to find compassion and remember we're all the same. Not a one of us who's not fragile. You could be next, and that is why I'll keep waiting until the way is clear to come together kindly. Please let's try to come together kindly. Please let's try. Well, I can't do a gig 3 days before Valentine's Day without acknowledging this event, especially since I'm a newly married woman. And and I'm going to be seeing my Valentine tomorrow. He's flying to Minneapolis to be with me at the Love Show, which is happening Sunday night. And I'm going to mention that while I'm thinking about it. This is a show that I think it's going to be our 10th year, minus, we're in that COVID time warp now where you try to figure out what happened before, and I just sort of said, just say 10 years ago now, because it's like too confusing otherwise. Anyway, it starts with Kevin Kling, and he started asking me and Prudence Johnson and Dan Schwinnard and Simone Perrin and then Dane Stauffer and then Bradley Greenwald and then Mark Anderson and now Dan's brother Bill. And we put together a whole wacky assortment of songs and poems and sort of hang them, weave them in and out of Kevin's stories. And then we do it at the O'Shaughnessy Auditorium in St. Paul. And we are doing it there this Sunday night, but because of COVID and the Super Bowl, we almost lost the show because of the Super Bowl. But they're going to live stream it. So you all here and everybody live streaming tonight can also live stream the Love Show. This year's theme is Love is in the Air. And so it's a 7:30 Sunday night. And you can go to the O'Shaughnessy Auditorium. You can just Google that, or it's at my website, the information, and it's also on my Facebook page. It's all over the place. So it's just a wonderful event. I mean, it's a life changer. There are people who have come every single year we've done it, and it's like a sacrament in the middle of winter. So so anyway, in honor of Valentine's Day. So it was my first Valentine's Day right after I'd fallen in love, and I wanted to send a Valentine to my beloved. And I found a card in this funky little store that wasn't even supposed to have cards, but it did. So I'm sure that the universe put that card there for me. It was the only one like it, and nothing like it since or before. And it was empty on the inside, which is the way I like it, because I'm a writer, and I wanted to write something. And on the outside was a partial table of contents on what would have been a book about wooing from around the turn of the 20th century, Victorian times, chapters like Why One Must Woo, with subchapters of like reasons against wooing, origins of wooing, and it was absolutely nuts, and anyway, so it really raised the bar on what I was going to write inside this card. I pondered it all for a while, and this is what I came up with. I call it Woozoology. Oh, you wily wooer, you cause me, the woo-wee, to go woo-woo, and your woo-ful attentions make me woozy. So, woo away, and do not rue the day or the wooing, for it has hit the mark true. I would not eschew this woo. And if it's the last thing I do, I want to woo you too. This woo is doable. Oh, let the wooing we be doing blast open those at Lake Woo Begone and open the doors of what was formerly the woo begotten and make a new music and a new sound and a new woo. Stars on their nightly track, and the birds from tree to tree agree a song should mark the day and the moment of the dawning of two hearts at timely play. You already know you love me. It's in your body's hum. It longs to join the heavenly song that's heard by only some. The silence last is broken, first by murmur, then by cry. Oh, and everything that's bound by love is given wings to fly. kick that door wide open, oh, 'cause that's what love is for. Ooh, kick that door wide open, my friend, oh, 'cause that's what love is for. Yeah! Mark might be listening right now in his hotel room in Hartford, Connecticut, getting ready to board the early morning plane to come to Minneapolis. What a thought, huh? I can't get my mind around these virtual things quite yet. I'm what you might call a digital immigrant, and if there was a place they could deport us to, I would be gone. I would have been put on the bus a long time ago. This was written, I think, maybe the second Valentine's Day of being in love. Pretty red hearts everywhere you go. Love is in the air, they say. Roses by the dozen, there is still, you know, for deals abound on Valentine's Day. But when the flowers have all been sent and the money's all been spent, well, that's the time for me to say, will you be my sweet post-Valentine after the roses droop, when they take down all those ruffly signs and Cupid's flown the coop? No more surf and turf for two, no more heart-shaped bed. I just like to dine alone with you and lie down toe to head. Will you be the one who hangs around after the schmaltz is gone, happy with a quiet, sweeter sound that calmly lingers on? I want no jaunt to Zanzibar, no getaway half price. I just want to love you where you are, your kiss, my paradise. Will you be my sweetheart after all? Right now and just enough. Let's just ditch those tricks and charms and throw. That's not the lasting stuff. No more smoke and mirrors here. That's not how I'm inclined. I just want to love you plain and clear. Please be my post-Valentine, my sweet post-Valentine. So I've talked about, well, the quarantine prayer, of course, came out during COVID. And there's a whole bunch of songs that I ended up writing that they really came out of sort of fever dreams I was having during COVID. And normally I would wake up in the night and I would have some kind of thought or thread I wanted to follow, and I'd chase it away because I'd be thinking, oh, I have to get up and drive to the airport, or I have to get up and do this. But during COVID, it's like, what the heck, you know? So I just get up. And and sit with it, and actually not sit with it, kind of fly with it, because I was just on a roll with these middle of the night things. And this was maybe one of the first things that came out after the lockdown. This was inspired by the great toilet paper shortage. And I just woke up and I went, and well, it involved being gifted with a bidet. You know, you may have noticed that during that time, suddenly all over Facebook there were ads for bidets. That was, and I, had always wanted one after traveling in Europe, and it just seemed really civilized. And as it turned out, I was gifted one. We were gifted one, and I was so excited. And so I woke up in the middle of the night, and this whole thing pretty much just like came out of, like in one sitting, and just like blah, there it was. And so of course you'll recognize the tune, so you can join me on it. Bidet-o, bidet-o, time has come and me got to go now. Bidet-o, bidet, my bidet, my bidet, my bidet, my bidet-o. Time has come and me got to go now. You can join me in that chorus. Having a bidet is a pertinent issue. Time has come and me got to go now. Save me from hoarding too much toilet tissue. Time has come and me got to go now. It will provide some hygienic traction. Time has come and me got to go now. Clean as a whistle after peristaltic action. Time has come and me got to go now. Put my money right in the bank. Time has come and me got to go now. Instead of pumping out my septic tank. Time has come and me got to go now. Bidet-o, bidet-o. Time has come and me got to go now. Bidet-o, bidet, my bidet, my bidet, my bidet, my bidet-o. Time has come and me got to go now. Fancy ones with dryers and multiple sprayers. Time has come and me got to go now. One simple nozzle is the answer to my prayers. Time has come and me got to go now. Hey, Mr. Tallyman, see my usage dwindle. Time has come and me got to go now. Whole paper roll instead of empty spindle. Time has come and me got to go now. One spritz, two spritz, three spritz, four. Time has come and me got to go now. Rinse off the nozzle and she's ready for more. Time has come and me got to go now. Bidet-o, bidet-o. Time has come and me got to go now. Bidet-o, bidet, my bidet, my bidet, my bidet, my bidet-o. Time has come and me got to go now. Thank you. Well, I lived on Nicollet Island for about 4 years. When I was in Minneapolis before moving out to Connecticut. And it's a funny place because everybody goes there to have their wedding photos taken, for one thing, because like you walk around the island on a spring day and you feel like you're in a Fellini movie, because there's like all these photo shoots going on. It's just so surreal, absolutely surreal. And then everybody goes there to exercise too. And so I'd come home from a trip and I just want to go for a walk. I mean, I get all the exercise I need, jumping to conclusions and pushing my luck. I just want to get out and move around a little bit. And I'm walking, and here comes like somebody's running by me, and then somebody's bicycling by me, and somebody's segwaying by me, and there's even a woman with her jogging baby stroller, and I start to feel like I'm going slower and slower and slower, and I just go, oh, the hell with it. And so I was waiting for coffee one day at the Wild Rose Cafe when this little song came to me, because it's just we're so invested in being busy, and I was really annoyed with that concept. It's like the woman who calls and says, "To the yoga teacher, I want to take a yoga class, but I'm really busy. So do you have like an express yoga class? I mean, that kind of drive-through yoga, that sort of thing." And So that's what got me thinking about this song. And then just some little research that, try this sometime. If somebody asks you what you've been doing, just say a matter of fact, like, oh, nothing. And people really hate it when you say that. It's really a subversive word. So I try to use it often. And in fact, it's the title of this song, which I call Nothing / Mental Health Day. And my favorite birthday card, one of my favorite birthday cards, is a translation of a Spanish proverb that said, "Oh, what a beautiful thing it is to do nothing, and then to rest afterward." Now, if you want to join me, I do a little doo-doo thing before each verse. I go. That's all. It's before each verse. Or it's perfectly fine if you just want to sit there and do nothing. Sort of enjoy watching you do it. Today I'm just a woman, not a fighter, not a dreamer, not a singer, not a schemer. I'm a girl in my pajamas with a lovely book to read. Isn't it fantastic to be circumspect and tender, not a hero or pretender to a throne I never asked for, and I certainly don't need. And I will give them nothing, and nothing is my name. And though they preen and posture, they are nothing, just the same. And I will cook some breakfast, and I will feed the birds, and I'll stay here the whole damn day, free of schedules, worries, and words. The world continues raging with its huddled masses thronging, with its hunger and its longing, just to get a little closer to what passes for success. Ah, but I'm just a woman claiming nothing in this respite, though the tyrant and the desperate never cease their greedy grabbing and their passion to possess. And I will give them nothing, and nothing's fine with me. You can have your expectation, I will take my ecstasy. Should you care to join me, I will hold a space for you. It will be the nothing special, only known by me and you too. Today I'm just a woman, a woman claiming nothing, 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 nothing. And isn't it fantastic? My other favorite birthday card was a photo of these two old women, I mean super crones, you know, with like incredibly wrinkled faces and this long flowing silver hair and their arms around each other, and they're just guffawing in the photo. And the words underneath the photo is, "We used to be young and beautiful, now we're just beautiful." Well, I'm going to do a couple more songs here for you tonight before we go off into the cold St. Cloud evening. You who are live streaming, you're probably sitting there in your jammies already, but we're going to rush home and get ours on right after this. And I want to mention again that I have this donation station, I like to call it, at my website for you live streamers out there if you care to visit it. And there on my website, too, is all my videos I've been making over the last year, my Wednesday evening musicals, and posting on Facebook to stay connected with people, and CDs, because you live streamers will have to go there. You guys who are here tonight can walk out in the hallway and pick yourself up a CD or a thumb drive, but the rest of you can go to claudiaschmidt.com and hang out. This is another one of the really old songs that's going to make it onto the new record. I wrote it when I was just a baby performer. friend was telling me about being on a camping trip, and I'm getting a little bump here. Anyway, he hung his food pack high up in a tree, and where no wildlife would get it. When his tent, he left his miscellaneous pack just kind of sitting out, thinking no wildlife would be interested in it. He got up in the morning and found a porcupine chewed through the pack and right through the middle of the book he happened to be reading at the time, which happened to be The Fate of Man by Andre Malraux. So at the end of each line, in the first verse, you'll sing, "Bless us both, set us both free." The second verse, "Bless you both free." And the last verse, "Bless us all free." I am a dreamer and I am a doer. Bless us both, set us both free. And I am a maker and I am a user. Bless us both, set us both free. And I am a lover and I am a hater. Bless you both, set us both free. And I am among you, yet I am alone. Bless us both, set us both free. Well, you are a singer and you are a listener. Bless you both, set you both free. And you are a baker and you are an eater. Bless you both, set you both free. And you are a worker and you are a player. Bless you both, set you both free. And you are a blind one, yeah, you are a seer. Bless you both, set you both free. We're all coming and we're all going. Bless us all, set us all free. And we're all smiling and we're all crying. Bless us all, set us all free. And we are remaining, yet we are unchanging. Bless us all, set us all free. And we are all living and we are all dying. Bless us all, set us all free. Kim Stafford said this: "Whereas the world is a house on fire, whereas the nations are filled with shouting, whereas hope seems sometimes small, a bird on a wire left by migration behind, whereas peace is seldom in the news and war and abstraction, and peace and abstraction while war is real, whereas my work is all I have, whereas I am afraid. Be it, therefore, resolved. A song shall be my vocation. A song not yet made shall be my calling, and peaceful words the work of my remaining days." Oh, devil time, I'm gonna fool you now. Oh, devil time, you'd like to bring me down when I feel low.
devil time. You'd like to bring me down when I feel low, when I feel low. My lovers gather round and help me rise to fight you one more time. Oh, they help me rise to fight you one more time. Thank you so much. Thanks to Don and John and Jay for the live streaming and the sound. Granite City folks. Listen. One time, a friend of mine and I were driving all across the United States, all the way from Chicago to Seattle anyway. We drove all through the night. We got to thinking and laughing, and because we were getting a little sleepy, telling stories and singing, and we'd see the animal crossing signs. Yes, we did. We see the deer crossing signs, and the moose crossing signs, and the bear crossing signs, and the mouse crossing signs, and the salamander crossing signs, and the rabbit crossing. And we were seeing signs that I don't think were even really there. But after a while, we began to wonder, is there some way, some little way the mother animals can teach the baby animals to cross right by those signs? And that's how this song came to be. Listen while I tell you, more importantly than the rest, to hear the request that's made of you, and promise to do your best to keep in the closest region of your quickest, sharpest side the words that I bring to your ears, and I hope to leave tonight. Make it across the road, make it across the road. Well, I'm pleading with you from a mother's heart. Make it across the road, sing it with me now. Make it across the road, make it across the road. Well, I'm pleading with you from a mother's heart. Make it across the road. Now upon each road there travels a heedless, careless strand of creatures that will harm you should you fail to understand that to stop and fix your gaze upon their paralyzing stare will steal your will to move away. You will perish there. So make it across the road, make it across the road. Well, I'm pleading with you from a mother's heart. Make it across the road. Well, there certainly is no telling what is upon the other side. The spirit that keeps you close to home is in you like a tide, wishing to rise and roll and flow until its natural fall. And if you seek to live this life, child, hear me when I call. Make it across the road. Ooh, make it across the road. Well, I'm pleading with you from a mother's heart. Make it across the road. Well, I can hear her now saying it, pleading with me, and I can see it in her eyes, saying it and pleading with me. And here I am in the same place tonight, saying, pass it on, pass it on, please, oh, please, pass it on. The duty that is upon me is to see you on your way, to set you firmly on your own path, and hope that you will stay mindful of the message that my mother brought to me. 'Cause these words are made of blood and bone and your final destiny. So make it across the road, make it across the road. Well, I'm pleading with you from a mother's heart. Make it across the road, sweet child, make it across the road, make it across the road. Well, I'm pleading with you from a mother's heart. Make it across the road.